Hello, my name is Monte. Welcome to the Fragrant Juice, where we talk about everything fragrance. Welcome to my channel, and I hope that this video finds you doing well. And in this installment, we're going to be talking about a fragrance that I recently discovered that has really blown my mind. I'm be honest with you, I have never smelled anything that smells quite like this. And this is Parfums de Marly Habdan. If you haven't heard of Parfums de Marly, they are a niche fragrance house that makes some beautiful fragrances that are complex, very sexy, and they're really a treat. I've enjoyed their sampling some of their fragrances when I was at Neiman Marcus in Somerset. Shout out to Cam. He helped me out to check out some stuff, and I ended up picking up this fragrance. And if you haven't heard of Parfums de Marly, I'll give you a little background on them. A brief history of Parfums de Marly. The house was established in 2009 by Julian Sprecher, who has had passion for history and perfumery since he was young. The name of the brand is inspired by Chateau de Marly, residence of King Louis XV. The 18th century was considered the golden age of perfumery. French King Louis XV was famed for leading the perfumed court. The king was also known for his love of racehorses. The brand logo bears the image of Cheval de Marly, created by Guillaume Castou in the year of the restoration of the Chateau de Marly in 1743. Now on to the actual fragrance that we are speaking about today, which is Parfums de Marly's Habdan. Now, this fragrance is very complex. I've never had a fragrance change this much from initial wear, from the top notes to the base. Let me give you an idea of what you're dealing with. So before I do all that, let me tell you what you'll expect here in this video. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what the notes smell like to my nose. I'm gonna give you an idea of what the performance is like, the longevity. Also, I'll eventually give this a rating, a score, and I will hopefully through that process help you find out if this fragrance right here, Habdan by Parfums de Marly, is something you should pick up. So let me stop yapping and get more into what this smells like, get it in the air, and kind of give you an idea. So in the air, amazing atomizer. And right off the rip in the air, what you smell a lot with this is going to be a lot of frankincense, a smooth kind of smoky kind of note, saffron, and it's almost kind of got like a truffle quality, not in a bad way. It's kind of like a smooth truffle kind of nature with incense at the top. I know that's kind of seems strange, but bear with me. There's slight fruitiness, not much sweetness at the top at all. This is very smoky, frankincense heavy. That's what you get from the top with this. And then eventually, what you'll get, I'll just spray this on my wrist. What you'll eventually get with the top notes, you're gonna get a bit of apple, but mostly it's gonna be frankincense, saffron. It's gonna smell very Middle Eastern. That's what you're getting with the top with this. This is a sophisticated and mature scent. However, this is where the magic happens with this fragrance. When it starts to develop, and it takes about 1 to 2 hours, when it gets down into the mid, that's when you start smelling some more of that apple, and it starts to open up, and the frankincense and the kind of smoky saffron type of nature kind of goes into the back. It's still there, but it kind of peels back, and that's when you kind of go more into this apple-like quality, slight sweetness, and it's almost some iris, so it's a dark powder, a dark freshness. Like, even though this is a dark kind of brooding type of scent at the beginning, it's still fresh. And I know that doesn't make sense, but this is a very complex fragrance. I've never smelled anything that smells quite like this. And the beauty of this fragrance is, when I initially smelled it, when I was in Neiman's, just kind of smelling it, and I had it on my skin, I only was there and had it on my skin for about 30 minutes. And what I got was just the top. I got mostly saffron, frankincense, which is lovely, and a little bit of that apple. That was basically all I got in the first 30 minutes. However, upon my first wear of this is when the magic happened. I was in the office, I sprayed this around 6:30 a.m. and then lo and behold, I started to get some of that apple after about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then at the 3-hour mark, magic happened, because I went and I got a waft, and this fragrance completely changed. It went from frankincense, smoky, saffron heavy, to caramel. This very rich and delicious caramel sweetness comes in. That's not overpowering. It almost feels like you can just bite it. It is that present. It's that photorealistic caramel with some myrrh. All the frankincense at this point in the dry down has gone away, and you're left with this delectable, delicious, gourmand type of scent. This blew my mind, because if you start with this top layer, which is frankincense, saffron, you would never think that this fragrance would turn into, on a dry down after about 3 to 4 hours, a gourmand that smells like an apple pie. Caramel, apple notes, some myrrh in the background. This is a masterpiece of perfumery, in my opinion. I've never had a scent change this much. They almost, from the top note to the dry down, this smells completely different. I got this 4.2 ounce bottle of Parfums de Marly Habdan for $360, and I think this is worth every penny. Now, who do I think this is for? I think this is for a mature person. This is not going to be for a guy in high school. This is not going to be for somebody in their 20s. Honestly, this is for somebody 30 and up. Very masculine. I really don't think a woman would wear this. But when it gets to the gourmand quality, I could see that working. But the top is going to be a bit much for a woman with all that frankincense and saffron. So this is a masculine scent, very mature. Stay away from it in the high heat. This is a fall, winter specialty, in my opinion. Cold night, date night type of fragrance. And a tip for this one, if you have a date night, I would spray this one like 2 hours before the date, because once it gets into the dry down, that's when that apple pie, that sweetness, that caramel starts to come into play. And you're left with this amazing gourmand at the end. This is great stuff. So when it comes down to giving this an official rating, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see where this could fall short. I mean, if you like gourmands, if you like complex fragrance, if you like scents that take you on a journey, like the whole full journey of this fragrance starts at that top and ending at the dry down. The dry down takes about 4 hours to really fully develop. This Parfums de Marly's Habdan is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is a perfect 10 out of 10 when you talk about fragrance. If you like brooding, mysterious type of scents that can change on you and kind of constantly keep you in a state where you're smelling yourself and you're like, oh, you're getting whiffs of yourself as you walk by, this is for you. When it comes to if you should pick this up, if you like scents that are complex, if you like scents that are unique, and if you like a gourmand that's got that caramel note, if you like apple pie, this is for you. This will be amazing in the winter time, in the fall time, on holidays, or as a signature scent. This won't offend anybody. This is amazing. That frankincense and myrrh in here adds that Middle Eastern flair, and you smell so good and unique and dark and mysterious. I love this stuff. So that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this content, make sure that you like and subscribe. I'll have more reviews coming in the future for sure on this channel. But above all else, let me know if you've ever smelled Parfums de Marly Habdan. If you have, did you enjoy it? And have you smelled any other Parfums de Marly fragrances? Have you smelled any other fragrances that have caramel in the notes? Because this worked really well with this scent, and I was very surprised by that. Do you know of any other fragrances that contain frankincense and myrrh? I just want to know. Just want to chat with you guys. So hey, that's all I got for you today. And remember, your neighbor's nose is a terrible thing to annihilate. So make sure that today you grab something great and give it a few sprays. And that's all I got for you. So until next time,